Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today I'll be playing another premiere draft of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So without further ado, let's take a peek at this pack, see what we want to pick one. Pack 1. We've got some incredible uncommons, a pretty solid rare, and even some good commons like Kami's Flare. So at rare we have Teachings of the Kirin, which is a pretty good deal. You're basically going to get 2 different creatures off of this one card for only 2 mana. It just takes a while to get them. You're going to get a 1/1 which turns into a 2/2 off of Teachings of the Kirin, then you flip into this other thing that's a 1/1. So at minimum for 2 mana you're getting a 2/2 and a 1/1, and the 1/1 you get has an additional ability every time it attacks. So pretty solid card. Problem is it doesn't get to attack in that often because it's only a 1/1. Usually it attacks once and just dies, but it can be really good. Dockside Chef is super nice, giving you a way to sacrifice your artifacts and creatures for good value later in the game. Then Twin Shot Sniper is really nice because it's one of the easiest ways to get a crisp, clean 2-for-1, being a removal spell and a creature all in one. You have to do 2 damage to any target when this enters the battlefield, so you can blow up anything with 2 or less toughness with this, so pretty good there. Wow, we get past Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos. This is basically a gold rare. It's basically a black-red rare, which is why I could understand not wanting to pick one pack one it, because it is a 4 mana 4/4, and for 2 and a red, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. When you exile a card this way, Hidetsugu deals damage equal to its mana value to any target. So Hidetsugu, pretty dang good if you are in black-red, but you do have to be black-red. We already have a red card we're going to try really hard to play, so we can scoop up this Hidetsugu here, see if we can end up in a black-red deck here. And that seems pretty solid to me. There's 2 other really good uncommons. There's Sokens and Smelter, great for any red deck, really. They tend to have a decently high artifact count, and now all of your 1/1 or 2/2 creatures, if you want to upgrade into a 3/1, you can. Circuit Mender is also just really nice in almost any deck. Great to ninjutsu this card, great to sacrifice this card. It's just super flexible, but we'll take Hidetsugu here. See where it leads us, and we get a second Twin Shot Sniper. Pretty easy pick there. We're definitely in red in this draft pod, getting a pick 3 Twin Shot Sniper. Gonna get the hook up from red on the right, probably. Unfortunately, no real hookup here. This pack is pretty weak in red, and even in black there's just Goshintai of Hidden Cruelty, which is just kind of okay. Only going to destroy 1 toughness creatures by itself, so I'm not a massive fan of it. If we want to delve into another color, there's nothing really powerful enough for me to want to do that, though. There's like Fang of Shigeki, which is fine, Fall of Lord Konda, which is fine, and Intercessor's Rest, which is fine. Like solid removals, and 1 solid little cheap creature. I guess I just take the Goshintai here. It's not that much worse than Intercessor's Arrest or Fall of Lord Konda, and it's on color for black-red. Aki Emberkeeper and Reknar's Bargain are just very filler, very unexciting cards, so we're just going to pass those up. Okay, pack 1, pick 5. Not much going on here for anybody. Honestly, Sky Swimmer Koi is kind of my favorite card here. And it's just fine. I guess we take a Chainfell Centipede. This card played pretty nicely for me in my last deck. It's a 3 mana 4/2 while it's attacking by itself, but you can reconfigure it to other stuff, which is where it really shines, being able to reconfigure this card. Unstoppable Ogre, I don't love it because they're really low toughness. It has a decent enter the battlefield effect, but then it trades into really small creatures, so not a big fan. I'll take the Chainfell Centipede here. Feels like we've opened up some pretty bad red and black commons, unfortunately. No green commons in this pack. The only green card here is Historian's Wisdom, which is very fine. Ryu is fun if you're a samurai or warrior deck, which I suppose is moderately possible, but we're almost definitely in black. We're more likely in black than red here, I guess. No, double Twin Shot Sniper is more powerful than the 3 of our black cards combined, because Hidetsugu is very top-heavy on, like, this is where all of our power in black is. These 2 are kind of medium. Yeah, I don't think we're getting anything good in this pack, so I guess I might as well take Ryu. Just nothing else in that pack is really appealing for any deck, pretty much. Alright, there's a Shrine Steward here. This is fine if you have a lot of shrines or if you have a lot of auras. And we do have 1 Goshintai already, so that is a shrine it can pick up, so it can be a 2-for-1 pretty consistently. Only need like one aura to go alongside it for it to be good, so I like Shrine Steward here. We already have one Centipede, it's kind of filler. Samurai is also filler. Aki Ronin is just not very good. Ecologist Terrarium is interesting though, it does help you splash in a third color, pick up a land when you play it from your deck, put it into your hand. So that's a fine card. Alright, I am Experimental Synthesizer's #1 fan. I'm all about the eggs. This is a red card that'll draw 2. Not something you get very often. You get to exile the top card of your library, and until the end of your turn, you can play that card. So you get temporary card draw, basically, and you get to do it again when this card dies, and it has a built-in way to have it leave the battlefield, which is you can sacrifice it to make a Samurai for 3. So big fan of the Experimental Synthesizer, especially in red-black. Alright, Dragon Spark Reactor is not that great unless you're very, very heavy on artifacts, which in red-black we might be, so we could play it. It's really between that and Peerless Samurai. Peerless Samurai is definitely more consistent. Less potential upside, though. Terrarium is really nice for splashing. I actually might be on Terrarium here over the Samurai or the Dragon Spark Reactor, weirdly enough. I'm going to take Terrarium. Get some splash value, and now we take Peerless Samurai. Or Scrapyard Steelbreaker's fine in these red-black decks. It's good with the eggs, the Experimental Synthesizers. Yeah, I like Steelbreaker, since it's good with the synthesizers. Our curve's really awkward right now. It's pretty bad, but we can fix that in Pack 2. We'll pay more attention to that. Death to the Kami, Explosive Entry, Puppet, these are all pretty bad. Tempered Solitude, I can't get this card to work very often, but theoretically it's good. Actually more interested in Scoured Barons, potential Ryu splash off of Scoured Barons and Ecologist's Terrarium here. Could be funny. Don't know if it's worth it, but it'll be fun. Try it out. Sideboard a bunch of stuff in the end of this pack, and we'll see what we open up in Pack 2. Tezzeret. Tezzeret, you're not on color, you rude boy. 4 loyalty Planeswalker, +1 to draw 2, then discard cards unless you discard an artifact card. So you have to discard 2 or discard 1 artifact. -2, have an artifact you control just become a 4/4 permanently. Or if it's a vehicle, you just make it a creature permanently. That could be really fun to draft around if you get it early enough. I don't think we can do that here, though. I think we're definitely red. I mean, maybe we could do blue-red Tezzeret as the deck, but Rabbit Battery is really powerful, too. It's a pretty solid pickup. I think I'm okay to just go with that. Play it a little safe there. A little boring there, but nice and safe. Twisted Embrace is really, really nice removal, especially with Shrine Steward, because we can tutor it out of our deck with that. Because of Shrine Steward, I'm going to take this over Assassin's Ink, which is also good removal, and theoretically better than Twisted Embrace, because you don't have to put it on a creature you control, and you can do it at instant speed. But because we have Shrine Steward, I'm going for Twisted Embrace over that, and definitely over Kami's Flare. So yeah, Twisted Embrace is the pickup there. Wow, an excellent blue rare. That's insane, but I'm just going to take Voltage Surge. Really nice, cheap burn. 1 mana for 2 damage, or you can sack an artifact and deal 4 damage to whatever you're targeting instead. But yeah, this rare is very, very powerful. If you are in blue at all, I would splash in some planes to use this because it is incredible. Now we have Leech Gauntlet, which is fine. Blade Blesser, Aki Ronin, and Shattered States Era all fall a little bit behind, though. They're just pretty slow for their costs. Leech Gauntlet's a pretty good deal for its mana cost. We'll scoop that up. Another Synthesizer or our first Virus Beetle. I'll take our first Virus Beetle over our second Synthesizer. This card's nuts. Super good to ninjutsu it back to your hand, but it's also a nice little cheap artifact to get on the board. Nice artifact sack fodder. All that good stuff. Inkrise Infiltrator's solid too, but not really for our deck. It's just very good for ninjutsu because it's a cheap flyer. Could take a Windscarred Crag or Ecologist Terrarium to really know that we've got the white sources we need for Ryu, but honestly, Ryu's not that powerful. I'm not going to be that sad if I don't get to splash Ryu in. So the cards I don't love, I'll just put in this pile out here. Everything we're definitely playing, I'll keep in. I'm going to be red-black and just splash in all the dorky Samurai. Might as well. Might as well. Just have a good time with it. Don't think this is the best pick. It's probably like Containment Construct. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is really good with our double Twin Shot Sniper. We can channel the Twin Shot Sniper and play the Twin Shot Sniper. Oh, that's so... that's two really fun, really silly things we can do, and I have to pick between the two. I'll go for Containment Construct, because it's a fun, silly thing we can do that's also just, like, probably the right pick. Oh, wow, late Okiba Reckoner Raid. Excellent one-drop for any black deck. Always scoop this thing up. A 1-mana 2/2 menace that drains your opponent for 2 life? Sure, it's not attacking the turn you play it, but that's still a ridiculous rate. Okiba Reckoner Raid is phenomenal. Wow, now a really good sacrifice outlet for us. The Dockside Chef lets us sacrifice an artifact or creature to draw a card. Really great way to use our leftover virus beetles or experimental synthesizers that are all about their enter the battlefield effect. So Dockside Chef is beautiful. Yeah, things are looking real spicy here. Now we get a Tawashi Song Shaper, which is great in a deck with a high artifact count like this deck will be in red-black. We already have 12 artifacts. This is a spicy one. Could splash in a Sorry Captain, because we're already splashing in Ryu, but probably not worth it. Kami of Industry is okay in this archetype. Return a Synthesizer from Grave is a really good deal. Return Centipede is fine. I don't love Emergence, and again, Windscarred Crag, I'm not going to be sad if I don't splash Ryu. But let it be known, we could have had a million white sources to easily splash Ryu. But I said no. No, I don't need you, Ryu. Kind of getting a lot of filler here real quick. Infiltrator's honestly not bad. Even if it's not perfect for this deck, it would be okay. It's making the cut for now. So this is our 23-card deck. The deck is already done. We have one red-white source, and we could put in one Plains with this Ecologist Terrarium to splash Ryu. But I'm going to assume Pack 3 is going to have good enough stuff for us that we'll probably end up just not splashing, because our cards will be good enough to not need an off-color splash. Yeah, that is a mythic rare. Life of Toshiro Umezawa, the mythic rare uncommon in black, the best uncommon in black, arguably. Just such a flexible ability, really good first 2 parts of the saga. Often a 2 or 3 for 1, because you get the creature out of it eventually. Excellent card. This pack is a huge payoff for the green drafters, though, because we're going to be passing the actual mythic rare, Kura the Boundless Sky, 5-mana 4/4 flying Death Touch that does some wild stuff when it dies. It's just uncastable in our deck, though, so the best black or red card is easily Life of Toshiro Umezawa. This is probably the second, maybe third best card in the pack. Maybe it's a little worse than Blossom Prancer, because this card is also nuts. Just incredible green stuff in that pack. We get past Kumano faces Kakazan for an aggressive deck, but Oni Cult Anvil for the black-red artifacts deck. Exactly what you want here. I'm going to take this over Kumano faces Kakazan. It's actually pretty close, because I think this card is also pretty nuts, pretty busted, similar to Okiba Reckoner Raid, where it's just doing way too much for 1 mana. 1 mana for essentially, you're going to get 1 damage to your opponent, you're going to get a 2/2 haste eventually, and you're also going to get a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures. Just does a lot of stuff. So I think my pick order here, just because we're in red-black with a high artifact count, is Oni Cult Anvil number 1, followed by Kumano faces Kakazan, then Kami's Flare, then Dokuchi's Silencer. I think that's my order, but Oni Cult Anvil is my number 1. And we're going to cut this random stuff because we're not doing the white splash. I can tell you that right now at this point. The best card in here is Kami of Terrible Secrets. I don't really want to run 2 of the same Goshintai, because then if I draw 2, I'm in a really bad spot. Automated Artificer could be okay, though. How many enchantments do we have for Kami of Terrible Secrets is the question. I think we have like 2 or 3, because we've got a Saga and some enchantment creatures. We've got 5. Yeah, Kami of Terrible Secrets could actually be a 4-mana 3/1 gain a life, draw a card every now and then. Pick it up and see how it works. Ooh, Sokenzen Smelter. If you've never had Sokenzen Smelter and Oni Cult Anvil on board at the same time, you have not lived. That is what it's all about, at least for me in this format. Such a spicy card with expendable artifacts like that. Really good with the experimental synthesizers as well. We're just going to draft my favorite deck again. I'm just going to always draft red-black. All 5 of these return drafts to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. We're just going to go red-black. Artifact sack. Get the payoffs. Get a rare Ogre Head Helm, which is a nice card. Gravelighter also works really well in this archetype. It might even be better. But I do love the flexibility on the Ogre Head Helm. Nice 2-mana 2/2 or a 3-mana equipment to give +2/+2. Clawing Torment is really good if you're super aggressive, which we kind of are here. It's actually a really rough choice. Gravelighter and Ogre Head Helm are both sweet. I'd like the both of them. Actually, feel like Gravelighter's probably better here because we have to spend that extra mana moving that equipment around with the that other card. We're kind of like dumping all of our mana out really early here and trying to cast everything as quickly as possible. So I don't know about spending 3 mana to give +2/+2 later. So we could take another Go Shintai. Go Shintai of Ancient Wars. This one's just okay. Or we could take a black-red duel. I think I'm going to take the black-red duel. I'm not sure the whole Shrine plan is gonna need to happen in this deck. And it's already good enough with just Shrine Steward and Go Shintai of Hidden Cruelty. Like, those already just justify their own inclusion. Crackling Emergence is basically a 3-mana 3/3 haste. A pretty big downside though if it dies and you have to put it back in your hand, but these other cards are not very good. Crackling Emergence also isn't very good, but it does fill out a 3-drop slot theoretically. Ooh, Ninja's Kunai. I think we're doing really good on removal. We have Voltage Surge, double Twin Shot Sniper, Twisted Embrace. Feel like that's good enough on removal to take another Song Shaper. We said our creature count is 18. No, we'll take a Kunai. 1 Kunai should be pretty good in here. I guess if we cut these 2, it's 16 creatures. Still plenty, still good. This card's okay. You cast this in your opponent's end step to draw 2, basically. 3 mana and then draw 2. You can play them until the end of your next turn. That's like fine. We might play that. Don't think I'm playing any of this. Probably not playing anything we get at this point, this late in the draft. It's all going to be absolute chaff. Well, we wield the Go Shintai of Ancient Wars, so literally nobody can tell me that was the wrong pick. Impossible. Wield it. We can play it anyway. Well, now that I have 2 Go Shintai anyway, I might as well play the Shrine Steward combo. The Shrine Steward group. Okay, so we're cutting 5 cards. 19 creatures, 9 non-creatures. I don't love this March of Reckless Joy, but I like pretty much every other non-creature card in this deck quite a bit. Actually, no, Crackling Emergence is kind of jank, and it's basically a creature anyway. Alright, we'll cut those 2. Then we're going to cut 3 creatures out of here, or 2 creatures and a land. That is a possibility. We can channel Twin Shots at 2, so we have a lot to do, even just at 2 or less mana. I think we can cut a land here. We'll decide after we choose what colors of cards we're cutting, but let's cut 2 creatures and a land, I think. Okay, Dockside Chef, Okiba Reckon Raid, and Rabbit Battery are all incredibly good for their mana cost. None of those are getting cut. We've got enough at 2 mana, we could cut one of these. Inkai's Infiltrator makes the least sense with our deck. This card is the best at getting ninjutsu triggers. It's also just pretty nice late game as a mana sink, but I don't think either of those are super necessary for this deck. Love Leech Gauntlet in here. Nice, consistent artifact creature with a reconfigure ability as well. Life of Toshiro Umezawa is just very good for its cost. Virus Beetle is perfect, so Kenzen Smelter is one of our biggest kind of combo pieces to sacrifice all of our little Virus Beetles and stuff. Start just popping off. Song Shaper's perfect. Containment Construct is great with the Twin Shot Sniper, so I don't think I'm cutting any of those. Chainfell Centipede's a nice aggressive artifact creature, so it's good typing, good power level. Gravelighter's awesome in this deck as well. Sacrifice an expendable creature, make our opponent sack a better one. And then we're going to play the Ghost Shintai. Well, I guess I'll put that in the maybe pile, as the Ghost Shintai package is something we could maybe drop. 4 mana here. We've got Hidetsugu, which is our biggest win condition. So that is not getting cut. Kami of Terrible Secrets. If we leave all these Ghost Shintai in here, then this definitely triggers often, because currently that would be 6 enchantments, 13 artifacts. That might be a little low on the enchantment count, so maybe not that. I do like Steelbreaker with Experimental Synthesizer and Oni Cult Anvil. We do have like Sokensen Smelter as well and stuff. This might not be the greatest thing ever. Could be a maybe. I do like Kami of Industry with Experimental Synthesizer specifically. It works really well. It's also pretty good with Ninja's Kunai. Great with Oni Cult Anvil. We have enough things that this works pretty well with that I think I keep it in. Very good with Experimental Synthesizer, Oni Cult Anvil, Ninja's Kunai, Virus Beetle it's pretty great with as well. A lot of solid synergies there. It's great with Dockside Chef, because we can sacrifice whatever we return to its ability to draw the card. Yeah, I think Kami's a nice top end. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 of these 3 cards, and then we're going to cut a land. So if we're going to cut any combination of 2, that kind of narrows out the whole Ghost Shintai package, because if we cut one of those, we're going to want to cut all of them, and I only want to cut 2 cards, so we'll leave in the Ghost Shintai package, and then we cut 2 of these 3. Looks like I've got a solid chunk going on at 1 and 2 mana already, where I might not need this Infiltrator. It's my only flyer, though. I guess I have a Gravelighter. This is an okay card to slap a Leech Gauntlet onto. Slap a Chainflail Centipede onto. It does feel like I have a lot at 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 cards at 5. For the aggressive kind of archetype and color pair here. So maybe we drop the 4-drop Steelbreaker. Maybe just drop the 2 4-drops. I think Steelbreaker's honestly my first cut. It's between cutting the next 4-drop or cutting the Infiltrator. I do feel like this is a nice value play, though. Gain a life, draw a card is just nice. It's a hard choice. This Hidetsugu kind of wants us to have some high mana value in the deck. We do play another 4 over this Infiltrator. Seems fine to me. I don't know if that's right. I think that's what I'm going to do for now. We definitely have options. Changing this deck around in between rounds. There's a lot of other ways we could have built this. We could just get rid of the Shrine package and put Infiltrator, Steelbreaker, and like Tempered and Solitude or something in. That would be okay. But I'm pretty happy with where we've landed. Alright, here we are with another Premier Draft of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, and the deck that we have gone with is another red-black Sacrifice deck. It's just my favorite archetype. I just love it, and I end up in it all the time. We got past multiple twin-shot snipers and a Hidetsugu, so I don't think we can blame me that much this time. But if in the 3rd draft of this return trip I play red-black artifacts again, then you can start yelling at me. But yeah, it's a little bit samey to our last one. We've got some new things going on. A Shrine Steward package where we can pick up a Ghost Shintai of Ancient Wars, a Ghost Shintai of Hidden Cruelty, or a Twisted Embrace when we play Shrine Steward. So we should basically never not draw a card off of this when we cast it. We also have the really fun Containment Construct combo, where if you channel a card, you are discarding it from your hand to use its effect. So you can channel a Twin Shot Sniper and cast it on turn 6 if you have Containment Construct down to do 4 damage wherever you want it. So that's really nice. And other than that, we have all of the classic red-black aggressive stuff that's available in this format. The artifact sacrifice synergies of Sokensen Smelter to turn our smaller artifacts into bigger 3/1s to slap in. Oni Cult Anvil giving us a 1/1 every time our artifacts are dying and draining our opponent from life later. Dockside Chef's another great way to sack the artifacts to draw cards. Song Shaper's getting bigger every time we're playing artifacts temporarily, but it's hitting our opponent pretty hard. There's some nice like reconfigure aggressive cards like Chainflail Centipede, Rabbit Battery, Leech Gauntlet. So really nice artifact aggro deck here to play again today. So without further ado, let's head into round 1 and see how we do. Alright, we're on the play here. I could turn one Dockside Chef. I think I'd rather Bloodfell Caves. Get my red mana all open and then drop a Smelter turn 2. And then if we draw any expendable artifact, we get the Smelter plus Anvil combo, which is just nuts. Unfortunately, an immediate Ninja's Kunai from our opponent, so they can definitely blow up one of our creatures, and all of our creatures are kind of important. Don't really want them to blow any of them up, so there's no real kind of baiting the Kunai into killing a less important creature, because they're all pretty important. Light Paws, Emperor's Voice. When an aura enters the battlefield under your control, if you cast it, you may search your library for an aura with mana value less than or equal to that aura, and with a different name than each aura you control. That's a lot of text. Do I want to just Gravelighter to trade into that, or do I want a Voltage Surge here? Can Voltage Surge and play Dockside Chef in the same turn? That seems fine. I guess I could also trade in the Smelter. That's not the end of the world. Hopefully Light Paws. I was going to say, hopefully Light Paws is not just like a 2-mana 2/2 in their deck, and they don't want to make this trade. I was really hoping they would have an aura that they'd want to cast there, so I could shoot it in response when we pass back to them. Might have to just shoot it right now, because I think Smelter's good enough. With the potential future plays here, if we hit another red source where we can sack like Rabbit Battery to Anvil and just go crazy. Peerless Samurai. Virus Beetle. That's pretty nice to sack to Gravelighter. However, I need to kill that Samurai immediately if I want to attack this turn, and if I don't want Smelter or Dockside Chef to die. So I kind of have to just tap out for Gravelighter and not even sack the Virus Beetle currently. That's fine. I think we might even sack Dockside Chef here. I guess I sack Gravelighter. I'm thinking about there in sacrificing Dockside Chef is that having a flyer on board is pretty good here, and it's going to be quite a while before I want to dump mana into sacrificing things to draw cards. Because theoretically, pretty soon I can just sacrifice things to get more damage in on my opponent, which is really nice. Like if they ever miss a creature on their turn, we just get to go Virus Beetle and turn into a 3/1 with Smelter. Alright, touch the Spirit Realm, we'll get rid of Dockside Chef. Okay, so that's not great for us, but it does let us Virus Beetle make a 3/1 here. Attack for 5 this turn. Now, even if we don't get another red source, we'll just play the Oni Cult Anvil. A 2/2 and a 2/1 out there, and we drew a Kiba Reckonerade. That is beautiful. So we can play Anvil and Reckonerade, although it's probably better. I think it's better to sacrifice our 3/1 to the Smelter here, so we get another 1/1. Actually, no. Because we can just attack with it here, and if it trades off, we get a 1/1 out of the Anvil. And then we can turn the 1/1 into a 3/1 next turn. Yeah, this is actually, because they chose to block, this is better than had I paid the 1 mana to make a 3/1, because I still would have attacked with it this turn, and then it would have traded off, and I would have had the 1/1. So it would have been the same outcome, except that now I have this 1 mana up to play Reckonerade. So I think that was the right choice. we just end up not having a 1/1 if our opponent chooses not to block there, which I think is fine. It's a fine risk, all things considered. Alright, opponent has Befriending the Moths to send the Samurai into the sky. They can attack with it for 3 with lifelink to try to outrace us, but we are going to have a lot of power out. Thanks to Oni Colt Anvil and Soken's and Smelter working together here. Yep, we could play Kami of Terrible Secrets, but I can play that later for value too, and I think I'd rather just be getting damage in. Which means I play that, I go to combat, I turn this 1/1 into a 3/1, and spit out another 1/1 still. Attack with all that for a ton. They're down to 7. Alright. So if they want to hit us with Samurai, they don't get to shoot anything with the kunai. Peppered in Solitude, it's not bad. They get to draw the next card out of their library when they attack this turn. See if it is good enough to keep them alive. They're going to be going to 10, facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that another Befriending the Moths? I wish I could see what it is. Michiko's Reign of Truth. Alright, that's a pretty big one. That's actually huge. Because next turn, they're going to get a massive lifelink attack. Like an absolutely massive attack. Yeah, they're going to gain 8. We need removal immediately. If we don't hit removal, is there any way to find 10 damage here? I can play the Kami and give it haste. I could give this Nezumi Road Captain haste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Oh yeah, no, I can lethal. I can lethal with Rabbit Battery. I think I attach here. Sack the 1/1 to attack with another 3/1, and yeah, that's already lethal. That's 11. So we don't even have to sacrifice something to the anvil to get another damage in. Alright. That was moderately scary. Worried about that massive life gain swing coming at us the next turn. Luckily, we do have more than enough to find lethal there, letting us be 1-0 to start it out. Here we go, game 2. Dockside Chef turn 1. We have a Synthesizer Anvil combo. It's going to be incredible. I cannot get enough of these decks. Rakdos artifacts all day long. Ooh, go Shintai for turn 3. Don't mind if I do. Guess we're not really doing much anvil stuff anytime soon then. Alright, 2 mana up, but they have nothing to do. We've got a Shrine Steward on turn 5. Get the double Shrine out, that could be fun. Alright, we get to drop this Experimental Synthesizer next turn and see what it hits. Most of our deck costs 3 or less, so we should be able to cast almost anything. Alright, we still get to attack him with our first striker here, but obviously Dockside Chef is not getting in through the Searchlight Companion and its Spirit Friend. Alright, drop our Synthesizer and see what we hit here. Of course, make sure to do that before you play your land, in case you hit a land, which we did. And do I want to sacrifice Synthesizer to Anvil and see if I get a 3-drop or less? I think that's fine, and if I hit another land, it's kind of okay if I accidentally exile my 7th land. Yeah. I like that. Not a 4 or 5 drop, fingers crossed. Alright, another land. That's cool with me. We got it out of the way now. We attack with our first striker and get an extra damage off with it in the end step. They're down to 14 now. Alright. Attack with Searchlight Companion. We cannot stop the ninjutsu from happening here, so we'll see what it is. Maybe the Shadow Walker, deal 5 damage to us, put us down to 16. Biting Palm Ninja, that's brutal. That can exile anything from our hand, right? Yep. Unfortunate. If it was any of the uncommon or like common... If it was any of the common ninjutsus, we couldn't get hit that bad, but this is pretty painful. They exile the Shrine Steward here. I'm still at the end of the world because we have Dockside Chef plus Oni Cult Anvil combo, which means that we can sack this 1/1 during our turn and it'll replace itself and we'll draw a card. So we can just sit here getting value. And we drew into Kami of Terrible Secrets. I'm tempted to put on board. If I put that on board, I'm not getting Dockside Chef value this turn, but I am expanding my board state, getting something big enough to block their Biting Palm Ninja and still having the mana to shoot them with Goshintai. Yeah, it's pretty good. We can all attack here. Cannot block well. They can trade there, but we just get a replacement. So now we get a replacement instead of draining them for 1 life. And then drop our Kami of Terrible Secrets. Gain a life, draw a card. And end step, 1 extra damage from our Goshintai. They're at 10, we are at 19, but they have a lot more in terms of cards in hand to play around with. We just have 2 lands in hand. We're basically out of steam. Kotose the Silent Spider, that's not cool. That is completely uncool. Exile target card other than base land from opponent's graveyard. Search their graveyard, hand, library for any number. Exile all of them. For as long as you control it, you can play the cards. Okay, I guess it's just a 5-mana 4/4 and they drew a experimental synthesizer. That's not a big deal. But why are these all exiled? How did they exile my whole graveyard? Just exiled 2 of my cards. Oh no. Synthesizer was exiled to Kotose. Everything else was exiled differently. This was exiled to my synthesizer, and this was exiled to Biting Palm Ninja. I wish there was something that said which was exiled to her. Okay, so they have a synthesizer, and they get to write down our deck list, I guess is why it's taking a while here. They're checking out our deck list. Checking out what to be worried about. Oof, Twin Shot Sniper. That's pretty good. I can definitely attack in with the Goshintai and the Kami and use Twin Shot Sniper to win the fight. I guess if they go block there, that's bad. Because I can only Twin Shot Sniper in 1 battle. I suppose just attacking with Kami is not terrible. I think I'd rather do that. That way I get to leave the Twin Shot Sniper on board. Or they don't want to do that. Alright, in that case I guess I'm not doing anything with Twin Shot Sniper right now. Drawn to Chainflail Centipede, which we can afford to play and still shoot them for 1 with Goshintai. So I shall. Got a lot of reach here, a lot of ways to deal damage to them that don't even involve combat, and they're down to 6 already. So unless they have some kind of wrath I'm not thinking of, I think we're in a pretty good spot. If they get a lot of lifelink, if they get like a Mukatai Silencer or something, they get that in somehow. That could be solid for them as well. It should be pretty hard for our opponent to survive. Even just next turn, next combat here. Attack with Kotose the Silent Spirit, which they can ninjutsu, and that would be bad. I'm gonna play around a potential ninjutsu and just drain them for 1. Alright, another Twin Shot Sniper. We can shoot them for 4 in the face, so we just attack all and then Twin Shot Sniper their face twice. That just made all our decisions for us. Double Twin Shot Sniper is a little nuts. If they have the trick that gives like +2/+0 lifelink and you bring the thing back from grave, we actually maybe just threw the game, but that's not likely. Oops. Okay, they're down to 1, and we drop a Twin Shot Sniper for that final bit of damage. And that will be 2-0 now. Alright, on the play again here. Turn 1 Okiba Reckoner Raid, don't mind if I do. Best possible turn 1 for any black deck in the format. Okiba Reckoner Raid is a nuts magic card. You don't even need to be ninjutsu for it to be good, but when you are ninjutsu, it's absurd. Bounce it and recast it. And guarantee, thanks to that menace, that you're getting your ninjutsu cards out cheap. Disgusting card. Alright, we're dropping a kunai here. Having that on board ready for the future. I don't like playing Synthesizer until I have enough mana to cast at least like all my 2-drops. I want to get to the point where I can cast almost half of the cards I could hit. So obviously if I hit a land I can do it. So if I play it this turn I could hit anything that costs 2 or less or a land, and I could play whatever I hit. Which would be most of my deck. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 22 of these cards, so it's 2/3 of my deck I can cast off Synthesizer if I play it here. And Centipede, I'm not going to want to attack into that construct with it. So I'm actually kind of okay just synthesizing. But if I hit a land, that's pretty bad, I suppose. Yeah, I'll wait a turn on the Synthesizer. We'll play Centipede for now. The Modern Age, very nice saga. Draw a card, discard a card. Next turn, draw a card, discard a card. And then turn 3, they flip it. And that is the best Containment Construct combo as well. As Containment Construct with Modern Age turns it into draw 2 and get a 2/3 flyer for 2 mana, which is absurd. That's almost like Power 9 level. 2 mana, 2/3 flyer, draw 2. Pretty good. Alright, so this Containment Construct is incredibly important to them, so we should probably just blow it up with our kunai. How do I want to do that? Tap the Road Captain so I hit for 4 with Centipede. Seems fine. Accidentally minimized Arena. Yeah, attack for 4. And now they still drew a card off Containment Construct because they just played the land that they discarded to the Modern Age, so it still got value, but at least it doesn't just run away with the game here and keep doing things. Apologies about my chair. My chair has just a distinctive vitriol for every movement I make. Its hatred of me knows no bounds. I will never replace it. Alright, Oni Colt Anvil. And I want to just absolutely demolish this game now? I guess that's what we're doing. Just go absolutely hog wild. Just gonna just take our pants off and start twirling them around. We're just, yeah, here we go! That's unfortunate. I want to play Anvil over this Rabbit's Battery. I could be the luckiest player ever and hit a mountain off of the second sacrifice of Synthesizer here. I feel like it is pretty important to play Anvil this turn, so let's just get maximum level luck here when I go to combat. Just an unstoppable level of sheer luck. Bounce my Centipede. Okay, that's fine. I didn't even want to attack with that anyway, because I can attack with my 2/2 and 3/1. Okay, so now we go to combat, and here we go. This is where we hit a mountain. And just live the dream. Oh, Swamp's okay. Swamp ain't bad. Did I already play a land this turn and I'm absolutely losing it? There was no actual dream play available? No, I didn't play a land this turn, so yeah, if this was mountain, that would have been that's just the nuts turn. The pure luck. Unstoppable. Unstoppable goodness. But Oni Colt Anvil, so Kenzen Smelter combo is down. There's a Jukai Preserver, that's fine, because it doesn't delete any of my combo pieces here. Still just going off, slowly but surely, and twin shot sniper's the draw. Oh my god, the dream never stops. We can twin shot sniper to finish off whatever this 3-1 runs into. At a captain, they could double block it and kill it without losing a creature, but then I twin shot sniper and kill that creature. Sure, we'll send both in. They can only block one of them, and we'll kill based on which one they block. Would I rather kill the 4/4 or the 2/3 flyer? I'd rather kill the 4/4. Alright. Here's the twin shot sniper to kill the 4/4. And pass turn. I feel like I'm a kid again. I feel like I'm a 9-year-old just like snorting pixie sticks. That's just how this this archetype makes me feel in this format. When you get all the things going together, there's just bright colors everywhere, and you're just like, yeah, just slamming in with all these like 2/2s and 3/1s and 1/1s and stuff, while your opponent's just over there trying to stabilize. Wow, that's a sick draw again. I can play this Goshintai and blow up theirs in the end step, because I don't think they'll want to block with it. I need another mana to do that, though, which means it's probably better to just make another 3/1 and attack with everybody. Right, because they can kill that if they block there, but then they block there and take 3, 4, 5. Sadly, I think the right play isn't to Goshintai here. I think the right play is to just jam a bunch of damage in. Oh, you know what? I don't even think I'm playing this right. I think I'm supposed to be doing this now, because they're down to 8. They're going to take 5 here. Maybe not. No, I'm probably right to still make 1/1s at this point. Take 4 minimum here. Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, I think I actually... When I said I don't think I'm playing this right, that meant the play I was currently doing when I said I don't think I'm playing this right. I was doing it correctly. We're supposed to just keep doing the... sack the 1/1 in combat to the smelter and make another 1/1. They are down to 3 though, which is a thing. I honestly think I'd rather play Chain Flail Centipede than Goshintai, because if that hits our opponent, it is lethal by itself, whereas the Goshintai of Hidden Cruelty is not. Do we have an artifact creature in grave? No. Alright, well I can still pick up Experimental Synthesizer and sack it to the anvil with our Kami of Industry. It's probably our next turn play. Ooh, they got a Jugan defends the temple. It's big. If anything was going to stabilize them, Jugan defends the temple. Okay, so Vector Glider. Oh, hello. Well, we were still really likely to win, but that's just immediate game, so we'll do that. But yeah, if it weren't for that, we Kami of Industry, pick up an Experimental Synthesizer, sack it, make a 1/1 to put them to 2 life. And then they're at 2 life. We have a 2/3, a 3/6, and a 1/1, and they have a single 2/3. I guess they'd get the Boseiju out. They need to find a way to blow up Oni Cult Anvil, though, and I don't think a lot of people are running main deck Artifact Enchantment Hate right now. At least on the return trip. I think Fade into Antiquity is very main deckable, like the green and 2 mana to exile an artifact or enchantment. But opponent doesn't necessarily have that, and if they don't, Oni Cult Anvil just definitely kills them. So really nice draw, though. That will still get us immediate lethal and get us a nice 3-0 run so far. Another at least average win rate run. Super happy about it. Game 4. Here we go. Unkeepable. And this is what it's all about. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. I actually like Life of Toshiro Umezawa a lot more than Virus Beetle right now. But I don't want to flood out. I'm going to get rid of Mountain. It's really not the end of the world if I don't get the 3rd mana for Centipede. A lot of our deck is 2 mana or less. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. If I don't hit more lands, I can like later on sacrifice Virus Beetle to draw a card to try to hit those lands. Network Disruptor, Network Disruptor, Network Disruptor. Aww. I wanted to Life of Toshiro Umezawa, their Network Disruptor, so bad. I get very greedy with that card. So greedy, in fact, that I'm just going to play Virus Beetle instead of playing it. Because maybe they'll play a 1/1. Maybe they'll play a 1 toughness card, maybe a Virus Beetle of their own. Nope, they're on blue-red. Maybe a Rabbit Battery of their own? If we hit any land, we can play Rabbit Battery and Life of Toshiro Umezawa next turn. Oh, yes. Yes, the greed is good. Deleted. Let me hit for 2. As soon as you can kill 1 card with Life of Toshiro Umezawa, I'm happy. Killing 2 is Magical Christmas Land, but killing 1 is like, yeah, you're getting a really good deal. So, anytime my opponent's got a 1 toughness creature on board and I have Life of Toshiro Umezawa in hand, I'm immediately just like, alright, this is happening. This is happening here. I'd rather do 2 more damage to my opponent than gain 2 life here. Or I guess worst case scenario, I get them to spend removal on my Virus Beetle, which does not seem bad to me at all. Oh, you know what I could have done here, though? Is I could have sacked the Virus Beetle to the Smelter to be attacking with a 3/1 this turn. So I probably should have buffed the Dockside Chef instead, but I'll just play Chainflail Centipede instead this turn then. Because now I don't want to sack Beetle to make a 3/1 currently, obviously. Is this a counterspell for my Centipede? No. So it's just pass back to their turn. They have 4 mana up now. Twin Shot Sniper, that's pretty good. Pretty good. I know that card. I know that powerhouse. I could blow up their Sniper with Kunai, or I can just start smeltering and attacking with 3/1s. I would rather do that. Those are definitely big enough to attack into a 2/3. Alright, they're down to 11 now. 5th mana, they could play the really good blue uncommon Saga now that gives my whole board -2, -0, and then they scry 2, draw 2. They also do have an artifact out now, so they actually have 6 mana if they tap their Twin Shot Sniper with the Moonsnare prototype. Kami of Industry, pick up the Iron Apprentice, and it's going to put a permanent +1/+1 counter somewhere. But we can stop its damage at least. It is going to put a counter on something. Twin Shot Sniper it is. So they have a 3/4 and a 3/6, which Kunai is not going to do anything to. This just got hairy. The board is completely mucked up now. I guess I'm going to have my Kunai trade up into either of those. I attack with a 3/1 and then I Kunai whatever. It's kind of a 2-for-1 though. Against us. I think I'm good to take it a little slow here. Whoa, that's the opposite of slow. Just go for some Dockside Chef value now. If they try to blow anything up, we'll sack it and draw a card off of it. And if they don't try to blow anything up, I'm probably still sacrificing something to draw a card. Maybe like the 3/1 here. Replication Specialist, that can be a big problem if they play a big enough artifact in the future. I actually don't think I have enough mana that Rabbit Battery is going to be super good right now, so I kind of think I want to sack that to draw a card. Or I could sack that to make a 3/1. I do need 3 mana to use Kunai. 1 to play it, 1 to equip, 1 to shoot. I guess I could put battery onto the 3-1 and I'm attacking with a 4-4 now. Yeah, I suppose we're not actually at the point of sacrificing something. Voltage Surge. Ooh, maybe we are. Maybe we are. Just attack with that. Then I can Kunai if they block with the Kami of Industry, and I can Voltage Surge anywhere else. Or, how important is it for me to kill Specialist right now? If I think it's that important, I can just Voltage Surge the Specialist, sacrificing this 3-1. It's probably pretty important, in case their next play is an artifact. Yeah. I don't really want to reveal Kunai to them still. No, that is rude. Well, now I get Dockside Chef value. I guess I don't have anything that's ever going to save that. This removes all of its abilities, so we're not making another 3-1 ever. So, yeah, that's fine to just sack it, draw a card. Very fine. Really could have done it in my end step, though, since it would be sitting on the board still. I'll take 3. Actually, pretty bad slime if they have ninjutsu here, isn't it? Yeah, it's a pretty nasty time. Kind of a worse time if they have a trick, though. They have 3 mana up because of Moonsnare prototype, so it could be suit up and then they just kill my board. No, they kill Memory of Toshiro and Dockside Chef, but they don't kill my whole board. And I have ways to recover. I have multiple Goshintais to play after this. I think I just want to make sure they can't... if I make sure they can't ninjutsu this back to hand, then they could get to kill Rabbit Battery and Dockside Chef without playing a combat trick. Alright. Oh, thank God. Okay, they did not have a ninjutsu card. That was almost real bad. Almost real bad. Alright, Synthesizer land. Come on, you got this deck. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Now we get to start dropping Goshintais. And Goshintai of Ancient Wars is just going to sit here slowly killing them if we can't break through it all. Tawashi Guide Bots. Well, we found our Ninja's Kunai target because that's going to do not quite as much as our Goshintai is, where our Goshintai is slowly killing them, but that's going to slowly grind them up enough value to maybe get in a winning position from all the card draw. So yeah, I think I have to blow that up. If I hit another land, that's perfect, because I can just blow it up with the Goshintai's end step ability. Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, this is going to be nasty. Don't even have to spend a card killing that. Just use Goshintai of Hidden Cruelty's ability. And we're living the dream with the 2 Goshintai on board. Does the Kunai deal the damage? Yeah, the Kunai does the damage, so we don't get Death Touch off of that. Shrine Steward here, but then I don't have the mana to shoot them this turn. Probably still worth it. Yep. Pick up this Twisted Embrace as a backup. I guess we'll use it soon enough to get rid of the 4/7. Assemble a really big monster. Ooh, Behold the Unspeakable is a huge draw from our opponent. Huge, huge, huge draw. Stops all of our attacks this next turn. It's going to draw them 4 cards next turn. That can really get them back in it. That is bold. I guess all stuff has like no power anyway, so it feels risky for them, but I do get to hit for 1 at least here. Yeah, I'm not chumping at all. Go down to 10. Okay, so I get to Twisted Embrace. Blow up their 4/7. Put a Rabbit's Battery on the Shrine Steward. Hit for 3 and hit for 2 more in the end step. They're down to 6. And they need some high impact cheap plays here. Or we can just lethal them attacking with everybody. Ironhoof Boars. Definitely high impact, but it is a lot of mana. We're going to need more blockers for cheaper. 4 mana left to play with. 3 mana really, because they can't really afford to tap one of their creatures to the prototype. Alright, 3 mana to play around with. They're going to send in the Boar. Try to get a double strike trick to kill us or something? I can't think of a double strike trick in this format. I can think of +3/+1 trample. Maybe they have 2 more Ironhoof Boars in hand here, and they're going to make it an 11 power trampler. Alright, well, I'll just make sure I don't die doing that, which might have been exactly what my opponent wanted to help them live. But they aren't accounting for the kunai in our hand, so almost definitely just killing them. We're dealing 5 damage to them without even attacking them. Because we're doing 3 with kunai and 2 with the Goshintai of Ancient Wars. So I just need to find 1 damage in combat here. I need 3 mana to use the kunai to its fullest extent, so I can afford to do this. Alright, and they're going to scoop them up. I was going to say, I can afford to do the synthesizer and put Rabbit Battery on the... on the 2/2 Samurai, so it's a 3/3 haste there. I guess then I'm 1 mana off from playing, equipping, shooting with kunai, and spending the 1 for our Goshintai. So that was actually maybe the wrong thing. But I don't know. We're 4-0. Feels pretty good. 1,400 gems no matter what here. See if we just can't keep up that momentum. Just blasting some people out of it with this sick Arachnos Artifacts deck. Round 5 now. We've got a turn 1 Rabbit Battery to start sending in Voltage Surge if they play anything good. As soon as we hit a Swamp, we're going crazy. 2 really nice early game plays. Don't know if they're enough if we don't hit the Swamp, but I'm going to get a little risky with this one and hope for that Swamp here. These are really nice ways to start the game in the meantime. I believe our opponent mulligans to 5 here. They are on the play, so they're just down those cards. Our first draw is a Mountain, which is pretty much useless for us. We need double Swamp for our only 4 mana card in our hand. So, 3rd Mountain's a little redundant. 4th Mountain is incredibly redundant. Well, I don't think either of us have the hand we want right now, so we'll see how the chips fall as things proceed. I doubt either player is very happy currently. I'm going to play Cultivation, get a 1/1 Mana Dork. I'm just going to bolt the Mana Dork to keep them off of bigger plays right now. Alright. As soon as we hit that black source, we have Gasp. Got Oni Cult Anvil, Life of Toshiro Umezawa, and Chain Flail Centipede. Some incredible stuff. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Jukai Preserver this turn. Harmonious Emergence it is. That's also a big deal. Jesus Christ, Arena. Thank you for the 5th mountain. Twisted Embrace definitely looking really bad here. Twin Shot Sniper doesn't look terrible. Doesn't really do anything though. This is really sad. It's like if we hit one swamp before we hit the 5th mountain, we'd be in a really good position here. If we hit 2 swamps before we hit the 4th mountain, we'd be in an incredible spot to Twisted Embrace blow up their forest. Alright, Twin Shot Sniper now looks very good. They've got a Fang of Shigeki down. If we hit a swamp, though, I'm playing Life of Toshiro Umezawa instead. But we will not hit a swamp, so we'll blow up the Fang of Shigeki. They could have the trick that gives it Hexproof Indestructible this turn. That'd be fine. They do not. Down to 8 now. Another red card. At least it's a red card, not another black card. But that's not ideal. I don't really get to hit them at all here. I mean, I get to use the ability, but... don't get to attack in still. Wow, that's brutal. Tales of Master Shishiro with the perfect timing. As soon as I had the 5 power on board to get rid of their 5 toughness creature, here's a 6th power for it. I could still be in this game if I go Swamp Swamp, because then I can still embrace the big forest. But it's looking pretty grim. At this point, I probably am chumping. Going to 3 if I don't block. Well, that's a really sad way to get our first loss today. They're down to 15. Alright, force the chump with Goshintai, you got it. I guess it's not forced, I could go to 2 life. You get a 5/5 Vigilance Haste next turn, that is 11 damage on board. Wow. That was a brutal game. I did keep a risky hand in the first place, but that was tremendously bad draws even for that hand. The risk there is that my opponent's 5-card hand is actually pretty good and gets out aggressively, and then I miss the swamp for a few turns. Missing the swamp for 9 draw steps, that goes into the territory of like, that is just luck and not because of the hand I kept, really. That's just really bad luck on those draws. Sad. Because, yeah, that was a game where even if we missed the swamp a few turns, like, we're fine. We just couldn't miss it for the entire game like we did. This hand is a bit of a risk again. We have to hit a land, but hitting just, like, a land is a lot easier to do than hitting specifically a swamp. I will keep this. Ooh, now we've got a turn 2 Life of Toshiro Umezawa. That makes this hand really good. Now we have a guaranteed turn 2 play. Although I'd rather play a Smelter against an empty board. Because I'm always greedy with my Life of Toshiro Umezawa. Green, blue. We hit the 3rd land on turn 3. Perfect timing. Although I might still just play Life of Toshiro Umezawa, buff Smelter, and hit for 4. Goshintai of Ancient Wars is pretty fine here, especially because we have the other Goshintai in hand. We can keep on the maximum greed Life of Toshiro Umezawa plan. Wait for them to top deck a Fang of Shigeki and drop it down. Could be a Jukai Preserver here. 4 mana 4/4. Oseiju reaches skyward. Terrifying. Seen a lot of those lately. Great Green Uncommon Saga. Played a lot of those in my past, but I'm just playing nothing but red-black right now, so haven't played those recently. But yeah, fun card, powerful card, cool stuff there. Twisted Embrace is pretty great against that. Plan here is just drop Goshintai of Hidden Cruelty, I guess. So we have the double Goshintai down. Make the most of our mana and still leave behind all of our removal spell creatures like Gravelighter, Twin Shot Sniper, and Life of Toshiro Umezawa. For whatever they play they're trying to block with. This is Harmonious Emergence, it's pretty bad. Behold the Unspeakable is actually worse. Because at least Harmonious Emergence, we do have a Death Toucher on board. Okay, that's a big deal. Could have 5 mana here. Just enough to play Gravelighter and Life, but that's a terrible play to play Gravelighter when your opponent has no creatures. So we're either playing a Twin Shot Sniper or playing Life of Toshiro Umezawa. We're only playing 1 card this turn. Still kind of want to hold on to Twin Shot Sniper until that damage really matters, so I guess I'll play Life of Toshiro Umezawa. And then I get to hit our opponent for 2. And hold up my First Strike blocker and my Death Touch blocker. And deal 1 damage to my opponent with Goshintai's ability. Or 2 damage, actually, since we have both out. Yeah, so they're down to 10 still. And we get to hold up the channel effect of Twin Shot Sniper if there's something we need to shoot for 2 immediately. Yeah, here comes the Branch of Oseiju. Here's our opponent's Scry 2, Draw 2. From Behold the Unspeakable. They scry 1 to the top and 1 to the bottom, so they got something good here they want to play. Maybe a big old Greater Tanuki. Maybe they'll play a couple smaller cards, like a couple 3-drops. We'll have to see. That's a Master's Rebuke. If that's Spinning Wheel Kick, we just lose. That card's just too strong. I've gotten Spinning Wheel Kicked like 15 times today, it feels like. Good stuff. Good beats. Make our thing a 4/4 that's still not big enough to attack into the branch, so we might as well gain life. Actually, no, we're going to play Gravelighter this turn. What am I talking about? I had a black source, this would be so good. Virus Beetle Gravelighter. Or a second black source, I should say. Alright, opponent's down to 6. Still have a moderate chance, but our opponent is just getting 2 for 1 after 2 for 1 after 2 for 1. Branch of Oseiju drew them 2 cards and played a really big blocker. Visions of the Unspeakable drew them 2 cards and scryed 2 and made a really big blocker. Spinning Wheel Kicked killed 2 of our creatures for 1 card, so our opponent is by far at the card advantage here. Just need to find a way to chip this last 6 damage out. We need to do it quickly or they're just going to overrun us with the amount of creatures they can play to block with, the amount of removal spells they can play. Just have kind of an unending supply of cards here. Go to our turn. Voltage Surge is the draw. Visions of the Unspeakable is a 6/6. Really hard to read the blue on blue text, but that is a 6/6 because they have 6 cards in hand. We have the mana to play Twin Shot Sniper and Voltage Surge this turn. Just play Virus Beetle and still play Voltage Surge. Really feel like this Twin Shot Sniper is going to be going to their face at some point. Yeah, if I just play it right now and kill a papercraft decoy, that doesn't feel very impactful. Particularly great. So I'm going to play Virus Beetle, make them discard a card, and we can turn this into a 3-1 and still have Voltage Surge up. And then we're just not attacking with it right now, but I think we do probably spend the mana to make it a 3-1. The one thing we're not holding up is now we can't play Voltage Surge and Twin Shot Sniper in the same turn, but I think that's okay. Master's Rebuke now. They're reading the visions, reading the smelter here. Tamiyo's completion now. That's okay. I mean, it is removal. Smelter is just, it's dead now. But it's kind of nice to still have it on the board. For if we draw into our Dockside Chef. Unfortunately, we can't sacrifice that to Voltage Surge. That's kind of sad. Yeah, Master's Rebuke it is. Looks like just a bunch of removal in our opponent's hand now. So they can go ahead and clear out the board and get attacking. Send in the Vision, hit us for 4. Then a Bearer of Memory. I'm happy to kill that with a Voltage Surge, and now we might actually be using Twin Shot Sniper to kill the decoy, because we actually hit for 3 if we kill the decoy instead of just hitting for 2. Alright, Bearer of Memory is dead. We draw for turn. We hit the Twisted Embrace mana, but we don't really need to embrace the Visions of the Unspeakable. I mean, I guess I could kill Visions of the Unspeakable with Twin Shot Sniper. So we actually might just attack here and let the trade happen, and then we kill Vision with Twin Shot Sniper, and then they have nothing on board. And whatever creature they played next, we use Twisted Embrace on that. Oh. I can't do math. I had to play Twin Shot Sniper pre-combat. That was so loose. Yeah, I forgot about that. That puts them up 1 card. Holy shit, that was bad. That was very bad. Approximately the worst line taken. Yeah, we're supposed to pre-combat Twin Shot Sniper. And now they're just going to play nothing. I'm going to have to Twisted Embrace. I think I threw the game. I think that would have won for sure. Well, there's never a guarantee, but that would have put us in a really good spot. Alright, Modern Age, draw discard. That keeps them at 3 in hand. If they play 1 more card, we can shoot Vision of the Unspeakable. Please. 1 more card, opponent. There we go. Geothermal Kami. That's actually so... Oh, that's so disgusting. They're going to try to return Vision of the Unspeakable. I might have to just channel Twin Shot Sniper so they don't get the draw 4 next turn. Alright. Yeah, that... We got as punished as you can possibly get for that misplay. Oh my god. It's not even funny how good a position we'd be in here in comparison to the position we're in right now. It's just sad. It's just really sad. That's they had enough gas right afterwards that we might still lose the game, because it's a lot of good cards that just happened. But I threw our chance of winning in the dumpster there. Okay, we were never going to win if they've got a crab coming up here too. I go to 1 life this turn because I don't have the mana to play for the ward on Mirror Shell Crab till next turn. Oh, I don't go to 1. I just completely forgot how to do math this game, but that's fine. At this point, the game was completely lost. The earlier punch is a lot more painful. I think we still lose if I didn't make that punt, but it looks infinitely less embarrassing than it ended up. But the reason I think we still lose is because, like, so we could have killed that. We would have still had our 2/3 on board and our Twisted Embrace in hand, and they play the Kami, I guess, to just get another draw discard off the Modern Age, and then we Twisted Embrace that. Then our opponent still has a Modern Age and 2 cards in hand, and we just have Containment Construct. So our opponent's still in a winning position, even if I played that out correctly. So I think that game was a loss regardless, but that was incredibly sloppy. It's pretty sad. But I guess they actually didn't have more removal. No, we would have won, probably, because we would have had a 3/4 out still. They wouldn't have anything to kill the 3/4 body. That's infuriating. Sad. Sad stuff. Bamboo Grove Archer, turn 2. We can still get him a Song Shaper if we just play an artifact first. So we'll play that down. And I'm still just fuming about that Visions of the Unspeakable. I can't believe I didn't account for the extra card in hand making it bigger. Varying power and toughness creatures like that can be so tricksy. So we can drop Kunai now, which lets us attack with Song Shaper. And then we'll use Kunai in the future to blow up the flipped Teachings of the Kirin. The Kirin touched Orochi. Might as well just put this on something. Nothing else to do with that 1 mana. Then I'm gonna make Bamboo Grove Archer a 4/4. And Narika Yamazaki. Oh dear. Oh god, no. Okay, Voltage Surge saves us from that. Relatively happy to just draw a card off of Gravelighter here, because it's not gonna get anything but like a 1/1 if I try to play this and make them sack a creature. I guess I could shoot Yamazaki with the Kunai instead, though. I don't have to use Voltage Surge. But if I Voltage Surge, I can do that and Gravelighter this turn and still have Kunai for later. Pretty solid. I'm going to do that. Pass turn. So the Kirin touched Orochi is flipped, and that is probably our Ninja's Kunai target. And Boseiju reaches skyward again. Played against a massive amount of those in the last 2 drafts, but it's not as annoying to play against as the Spinning Wheel Kick. It's got to be at least 50% of what I'm playing against is Boseiju reaches skyward. So can't really attack in at all here, because they're 4/4 Bamboo Grove Archer. I guess a Rabbit Battery and Equip brings Song Shaper up to 4 power here. Which is pretty big. It's big enough, I should say. Alright, we are going to get the Bamboo Grove Archer out of here. Oh. No, they're gonna chump block with a 1/1. Okay, pass turn. Am I getting spinning wheel kicked again? They're like looking through all my creatures. Fade into Antiquity. Exile the road captain itself. Yeah, I mean, we're popping the Orochi. Okay, pass turn. Ooh. Kami of Industry can pick up the Kunai, but I need 2 mana up afterwards, so I have to wait another turn before that matters. So I'm not attacking this turn. Because, I mean, I can play it and I'll pick up the Kunai, and then Songshaper can attack this turn, but I think it's better... Well, it depends on if they play another 3 toughness or less creature to use the Kunai. I guess worst case scenario, it's another 3 damage to their face, so... Yeah, I should wait on Kami of Industry until we can get the full Kunai value. Although I guess if we don't attack it this turn, we're pretty much not attacking again, because the Oseiju is flipping here. We don't get to attack till we draw on Twisted Embrace. Season of Renewal is disgusting here. Picks up Nariki Yamazaki and a Touch the Spirit Realm. I didn't even notice went in their grave. Oh, it got milled off Teachings of the Kirin. Yep. Just getting massively outvalued by the everything is a 2-for-1 deck, which is a lot of the green, white, blue stuff going on in this format. Just tons and tons of value plays and card draw available. If you don't get the beautiful, monumentally aggressive hand, you're just going to get overwhelmed like this. Which looks to be how this game has gone. Can blow up a companion with the Kunai now off of Kami of Industry. Play Chainflail Centipede, puts it up to 4 power. Equip puts it up to 6. Not big enough to get in. We are... basically just donezo. I mean, I honestly think I'm just unattaching. Yet another gigantic creature. The Harmonious Emergence coming down, slapping us in the face. Yeah, there's no comeback here. Opponent just had like the roadblock style early game plays. Bamboo Grove Archer plus Teachings of the Kirin to just get a 4/4 defender immediately. Needed to do a lot more early game damage to be in this game. I guess now we have Oni Cult Anvil, Kami of Industry. Which is something, but again, it's not enough. Probably on Kami for Kunai to kill Nariki Yamazaki, so at least they don't go miles above us in card advantage. I mean, they're kind of already there, but now they don't keep replaying a card every single turn. Could attack with my Centipede there. I probably should have. Just trade into the Bamboo Grove Archer. Or get chump blocked by Spirited Companion. Well, there's the spinning wheel kick. Definitely wanted to see another one of those today. Alright. Still a pretty great run overall. Really sad to 4-0 into 4-3 though. we're still breaking even and still a very respectable run with the black-red deck. I think this deck was really good, though. I don't think I played it as well as I could have. I think this was a 7-win deck that I played into a 4-3 level with some pretty grievous gameplay errors, pretty big misplays overall, and some poor draws in our first loss. That was really bad. No swamp ball game there. But yeah, I think this is definitely a deck that could very cleanly 7-0, or not 7-0, but 7-win at least. But I threw away, lost the first game to some poor draws. Second game I completely threw away to some misplays against the Vision of the Unspeakable because of its varying power. I wasn't taking into account that its power changes throughout the turn depending on how many cards are in our opponent's hand, so in doing the trade before, we buffed it up to 3/3 status, which was too big to shoot for 2. Yeah, I think that game we actually definitely could have won. With a sniper on the board with an Embrace on it, it would have been a 3/4 twin-shot sniper. That Embrace would have been used on the Geothermal Kami they ended up playing. So we would have had a 3/4 sniper against their empty board. They would have had a Modern Age to flip eventually, but they were pretty low on life, and hitting them for 3 a turn would leave us in a pretty good position to have a nice shot at winning the game at the very least there. And I'm sure there were definitely other gameplay misplays, some improper sequencing, some lines we could have taken better, maybe get this deck to a 7-win run. So it's a draft. Very happy with how I drafted, very happy with the deck that I ended up with, but just kind of how generally goes for me in Magic in general. Pretty unhappy with the gameplay, pretty unhappy with how I played. Another one of these drafts that shows off that I would love a weird format being put on Arena where it's like you draft the deck and then just hand it off to somebody else. Just be like, all right, here you go. You do it. You can probably get a 7-win run with this. I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to fumble everything around, but still a fun draft overall. Loved the drafting process. Loved the deck building here. But definitely some really painful games after the 4-win streak at the start. So it feels pretty bad at the end, but still pretty much breaking even here, getting 1,400 gems in 3 packs. That's 20 gems per pack because I own every rare in the set. So, and because we drafted a rare or 2, that's just the full-on break-even draft. Not bad at all. But that is going to end today's video. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see some more like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to let the YouTube algorithm know to send some more of these videos to you in your recommended feeds. Excuse me. Yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.